Kelly here from Kelly Got Plans. Thank you so much for joining me today as I plan in my Classic Catch-All Happy Planner for the week of September 27th through October 1st. And I don't know about you, but like, I can't believe we're already in October. So, with that being said, I want to just jump right in to my plans for today. You'll have to excuse me, my throat's been really dry, so I just have some lime sparkling water. So if I'm like drinking a lot, please forgive me. I'm just allergies. So I finally found one of the last few things from the new release that I wanted. I couldn't buy it online on release day because it was already sold out, and of course it was Miss Maker. So I actually found it on at Joann, and since, I don't know, I'm struggling with this. Since it's fall, but we're also going into October, I think I have an idea. And it really struck me when I was flipping through the big one and I came across this sticker, and I think I want this whole spread to be black and white, and then there are touches of like a matte gold in here, so add in just little touches here or there, but I think that's what I want to do. So I'm going to pull the stickers that I want to use. So for instance, like I definitely want to use this one. And there's another one in here. There's Make All the Things, Crafter's Gonna Craft. There's this one. So this one is on paper and this one is clear. So, and look at this, trust your crazy ideas, and I'm going to. And then, yeah. I might cut back in here for a big quote if there's space. And then if we go through Miss Maker, there are a few things which I think I'm gonna have to get a little creative if I want to keep this whole thing black and white. But I mean, it's a Miss Maker spread, so that's what it's all about, is being creative. So yeah, so I'm just going through and pulling these out. Now some of these stickers are like a lighter black. So there's some that's like a very traditional black and some that's just a shade or so lighter. And that I think is kind of the bulk of the black that's in here is like a shade or two lighter. So I have an idea for that. And I'll show you here once I go through. But I'm glad to be back at it and planning and filming videos because it's just fun to me. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy taking the week off of planning. Oh, did I not rip the backing off of this one? I didn't. I must have skipped this page. I always like to rip the backings off. I don't know if anyone else does this, but it just makes it easier to put stickers back, and I like that. So typically, once I get a new sticker book, that's like one of the first things I do. Anyway, so where was it with this? Oh, yeah, no, it was just nice to like take some time off. And I was trying to get my grad school application done. I was trying to get, because I'm applying for grad school, which is super nerve-wracking and exciting. I hope I get in. The program that I am actually going to cut this one off. The program that I'm looking at is a fully online program, which is perfect for me because it's hard trying to get a master's in a content area. So traditionally most like master's programs what was I gonna say? Oh, most master's programs, if they're like a content, and what I mean by that is like English, history, those kinds of things, they tend to have like most of their classes during the day. And as a full-time teacher, that's not feasible for me. So I was trying to find something like a legit school. That's part of the issue. You know, there's so many not super legit schools out there. And Texas Tech, so legit school, has a fully online English master's program. So once I saw that, I was like, done, like, I'm in. So that is where I'm at with that. And I'm about ready to finish the application process. I have a few more people who are going to read my statement of purpose, and I have to send in an analytical essay. So I have a few more people who've offered to read those for me, and then once they're like, yeah, it looks good, then I'm in. I'm ready to ready to submit it. I have until November 1st. So from the time I'm filming this, because bummer. I'm actually filming this kind of ahead of time, like way ahead of time. I have like a month and a half left, so yeah. Just grabbing a few more. Obviously, if I don't use it, I'll just put it back. And I'm really bummed. I like didn't chip my nail, but this is peeling back. So I think I'm gonna have to redo this nail, which is a bummer, but it's fine. All right, now, like I said, a lot of the black in here is like a softer black. So I realized that Girl with Goals has that. It has that softer black in it, and it also has the matte gold, which now that I look, I don't think I actually pulled out any matte gold, so yay. But I don't remember if it's this one. Those are like regular blacks. Yeah, see, like here's a softer black. So I have some checklists here then. Grab a few of these. And here's a gray. Yes, please. And then I might use one of these, I don't know. And there's matte gold, but not a fan of gold. Just not big into gold, so. All right, then this is the accessory book, and I believe it also has some best day ever, crushed it, goal achieved. I believe it has some boxes, yes. So we can grab a few of these, and these are that lighter, it's like a softer black. I have no other way to describe it, but a softer black, so. And then Free Spirit, I believe, also has this kind of a softer black. I might have to get a little creative with covering up some of these things if I choose to use them. But think I can do it. Oh, it has some of these, but that's silver. So if I end up using the gold, ah, dang it. That could have worked. Darn it. Well, boo. Okay, I'll figure it out. I'm not gonna be too worried. I have, let's see, 2 drop-off days. RTI meeting in the morning. Everything else is pretty much the same. So, like all of my other normal things, like I have a meeting after school on Monday, on Wednesday, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So what I was thinking was like putting this one right here as like a statement. I think will be super cute. And then that's not reusable. And then we're just gonna cut this one. And I think it'll be cute because like typically when we think of Miss Maker, like we don't think of there we go. Typically when we think of Miss Maker, we don't think of like black and white, but I think it'd be cute to do a black and white just because, you know? All right, so I'm gonna put this here because I kind of cut it off. Oh no. Okay, well, I guess you're gonna come back up because I'm not using you. You just ripped in a very bizarre manner. And then we're gonna try this one and hope this paintbrush doesn't come back up all funky. But yeah, and then I figured too, because we're going into Halloween, because we're going into October, I figured black and white would just be fun. I don't know. I also don't have that new, there, okay. I also don't have that new fall sticker book, which I really want, but yeah. Okay, so I have an Anne morning on Monday. So we'll just put this here. There we go. And then what I think I'll do is I think I'll take my Uniball Signo and just white this out. So then this way, there still is no other color other than black and white on the page, which is what I wanted in the first place. So if we just take this, and honestly, it won't be as noticeable once it dries. Obviously right now the ink is still wet, so it's pretty obvious what, you know, that it's there. But I have found that the Uniball Signo like dries pretty well. So we'll let that dry and we'll continue. All right, so I have this, and then I have a meeting after school. So what I think I'll do is put this right here. And is that straight? Yeah, kinda. And then what's my other Anne day? The 30th. So I'll just put this one over here because this can be for both of my Anne days. And what I mean by an Anne day is it's a day that I take my niece to school. My my cousin's husband, so my cousin is an elementary teacher, and where I live, elementary actually starts before high school. And then her husband is a nurse. So sometimes he works like those hours where, like he works overnight shifts. So, cute. So for him to be able to take time off work, or what am I saying? He works the midnight shifts. So as a result, there are some days where there's like no one who can take her to school, except for me, because I teach high school and we start after the elementary does. So I get to take her to school typically 2 to 3 times a week. And it's not that big a deal. Plus it forces me to not go to work so early every single day. I think it helps a little bit with like a more work-life balance. Okay. And then I'll find like some kind of a checklist or something to go there. Or bullet points, I mean. All right. We do have this one, so I'm going to put this one on Wednesday up top. Oopsies. It's hard to go over. There we go. All right, and then, I like this, don't forget. I think I'm going to put it right here. And it tells me like, don't forget, and a. All right, now let's add a create sticker right there. No, I don't like that. Don't like it there. All right. I also have some washi. I have some grid and some like random little polka dot washi, so I might use some of that. And yeah. I kind of want to move this up just a bit. Like maybe more along the lines of here. It's gonna be harder to, yeah, I like that better. All right, so we have that. Oh, and then I have a meeting in the morning, and then, so I'm gonna put this checklist here, and we're gonna overlap it just a bit. And then I have a meeting before school and then one after school, so. Let's see here. See, I want it, I think I'm going to put this one down here. Okay. And then let's move over here. So, oh shoot. I just realized I was gonna put this one over here. So, because I have this gray here, I actually want to have the gray checklist over here so that I have gray on both sides. All right, so we'll put you up here, my friend. Much better. That kind of balances this out. So I'm just gonna put a box here, and then I'll figure something else out. I don't know if I'm gonna put down another box yet or not. Okay. I also have payday Friday morning. I also have like things that I want to put all over, but I'm trying to get my important things done. So the 27th and the 30th, payday, RTI meeting. Okay, it's fine. I don't have a staff meeting that, right, I don't have a staff meeting that morning. Got it. All right, let's bring this over so I'm not continually flipping back and forth, because sometimes it gets a little confusing, like, especially with the clear stickers, like what side is this clear sticker on? I don't know. So, trying to make my life slightly easier. All right, I have this and I would love to use it. So let's do this. And again, goodness. I'm just gonna white out this little bit. So that it isn't as noticeable. Perfect. And then we'll do this one. Okay. All right, good, good. And then this one. Okay. You guys, so funny story, I am straight up filming this spread a week in advance because honestly, I'm just trying to put off grading and washing some dishes. Cause I have like my lunch things that I need washed for this week and I'm just avoiding washing my stuff, so. Story of my life. Anyway, so let's put you right here. Cute. We'll put maybe a button up there. And then I also need to white out this one. But yeah, no, it's just been like crazy for me, and like I said, I'm glad to be back. I think I just needed some time off and to only focus on one thing, which is, you know, my job. Because I don't get paid for this. I'm not a monetized channel. So, all right, and then for Friday, I can put this box up here. That can be for payday. And then we'll put a checklist over here. Ooh, oh, sweet. Checklist over here on the weekend. I don't know what it is with me and these checklists. I keep putting them down crooked at the top. Anyway. So. Oh, cute. Ooh, I also need to pay my rent. I can add that down here. Which also reminds me, I want to use up this checklist. I'm going to put it down here. Oh my gosh, I did the same thing up at the top. Crazy. Okay. And then for this one, let's do this. And maybe another. Ooh, what if I did this up at the top? Or, because I have it, what if I do this different pattern up at the top? All right, I'm gonna let that dry again because I have this one. This is starting to look good, like kind of pumped about how this is looking. Not gonna lie. Let's put like maybe a punch here and a pen and pencil right here. And then maybe the scrapbook right there. So I will actually wait this line out. I just don't want it going through my little scrapbook. All right. Now I need to find, I definitely pulled way more than I need, so yay. I need to find what's it called? Like bullet points or something. That's cute. Yeah, I need to find bullet points or something of the like. For this spread. That's cute there. Time to get crafty, which my craft, if and when I get crafty, it's always on the weekends. I'm kind of using this like washi. There's my card. Yeah. Cute. You guys. I love it. I'm loving it. So I kind of want like a weekly to-do list, but the problem is that there's not a box that is long enough. There is this box, so I could put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that would give me 6 spaces, so that could work. Let's put you right here. Cute. Let's grab some of these buttons, because I'm just putting down all the craft stuff. Let's grab this so I can do what I was planning on doing with this one, which is right here. So it's not as noticeable. There. And then I still have a whole bunch of this left, so tons of this left to work with. What if I use make all the things down here? Cute. I do have this top priority. Oh shoot. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I could put it here, or I could move it up here and move these down. This is probably a longer video. My apologies. Sorry, not sorry, because I'm about to love this spread. So I don't feel that bad. Anyway, so I hope things are going well for all of you. It's been hectic getting used to just being back to full-time teaching with students in the room. Not that it's bad, I love it. Actually, I don't know if I love it because I'm not teaching the way that I normally teach. My class used to be very rooted in just like groups and collaboration, and that's not really possible. I could use that. Just because it just isn't. So I have these, but those are pretty big. Ooh, I only have 2 left. Anyway, so yeah, my class is like very big on collaboration and working in small groups and all of that stuff. And I obviously can't do it because of COVID. And it's like a huge bummer. Because I love it. I love having the kids work together. I love doing things together, and I can't do that anymore, and it sucks. So I wonder if I should go grab my book. See, if I had these, it would have been perfect, but I don't. But I could color these in. Honestly, that might be where I am. So I think that's where we are with this. This blue, there's a lot of this blue, there's a lot of the green. I think I'll do the blue. I need a bigger, I don't think I have a bigger Sharpie marker. Anyway. Sorry as I talk to myself. So yeah, I mean that's kind of hard. Because my teaching is, you know, in those regards, I can't do what I'm used to doing. So, you know, I definitely had to change it up a little bit there, but in other ways, like, it's nice just seeing the students and interacting with them, and just like some of the students that I had last year that I really wish I would have had in person, like, we're making a connection, and that's just one of my favorite things about teaching is making connections and working with kids, and it's something that like kind of comes naturally to me. So the only downside is that this is like very obviously like black, but there's really nothing that we can do because I don't think any of the other ones have like a color like this. So it is what it is. Anyway, so yeah, that is kind of where I'm at this year. It's definitely a lot more individual assignments that than I typically do. Oh, I was gonna add some here too. So that's always kind of a bummer. What else? More individual assignments that I'm used to. I don't know, there's something else I was gonna say, but I have really, it seems like I have a good group. I definitely have a few that, you know, like are teenagers, for lack of better words. I have a few who aren't doing anything, so I need to kind of like get to the bottom as to why they're not doing anything. So that's gonna be an interesting thing for me this year, is just to see why some of these students, like, why they're not doing anything. Like, why, like, school would be much more enjoyable if you do something. I'm trying to convince them of that, but we'll see. Anyway, so I'm just putting down these, obviously. I feel like I need maybe 2 right here, 2 or 3. I honestly could do 3 here. Let's see if I can get this one up from the paper. It's like this. There we go. Yeah, I'll do 1 more here. I wish I had a bigger Sharpie. I recently bought a new pack of Sharpies, but they're at school, so yeah. I'll have to remember to bring 1 home to put in my planning bag. But yeah, I was pumped to see Miss Maker at Joanne today. I wasn't expecting to, because I went yesterday and they didn't have it out. So I was like, okay, so either they don't have it out just yet, or they've already sold out, one or the other. So that's kind of where, like, what I was thinking was probably it happened and whatnot, and then come to find out they just didn't have it out. So there. Will that fit? I'm gonna cover that a little bit. That's fine. Okay. I basically just made 1 long sticker. Alright. So we're gonna, actually I'm gonna put you down here. Cute. You are what you make. True dat. All right, since I have this sticker here, I want to add this one up here. And this section looks a little empty. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Is there like a smaller quote? There are big quotes, but I don't know if there are smaller quotes. So let's see. Oh, those could have worked. Darned it. It's fine. There's "you are what you make," but then that's got the gold, and then I literally have no gold anywhere else, so. Crafting makes everything better. And I think it'll fit in this section. Yeah, I mean, I didn't put it down straight, but that one works. Let's see. That might be it. Oh, there's a little gray one. Okay. I think this will work because it's not, I'm actually gonna take this up because I'm gonna cut it and make it just a little bit smaller. So we're just gonna, because I don't want it to hit the sides. So if I do this, since it's white, it doesn't have to be super, super straight, which is nice. Okay. And then I'm actually gonna cut this. I'm gonna keep the line because I kind of like the line, but everything else I'm gonna cut. And then we're gonna put crafting makes everything better. So it just kind of looks like a black quote. Love that. And no, do I want to add, no. Okay. I do have just a little bit more of this one, and I kind of just want to like find a space for it so that I have a space for it, you know? I could do it right here. Oh, no, I mean, lay it down straight, Kelly. Come on, Kelly. All right, where's my, this sometimes is easier. Okay. That's more, nope, that's too random. I could put it down here though. Much better. Okay. Found a place for it. So I did a Miss Maker themed black and white spread, and there was my wax paper. I love it, you guys. Like, look how cute that is. It is, I love this spread. It's so cute. So, whew, I'm absolutely in love with this spread. I think it works just because we're going into October, and October is all about the black and the orange and the purples and the greens and all that. So I really like this spread. I hope that you do too. If you do, please let me know in the comments down below, or let me know by giving this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel for more planner related content. And as always, everyone, stay safe out there, and I hope that y'all have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.